Hello everyone, welcome back for some more Fate Hollow Ataraxia. I did go back to the first day just for the fact that I wanted to double check that we've done everything, and I've already missed the thing I was going to do, which was going to school on the first day. So, let's instead go save and title and start a new loop with the start. That's a very good feature. So let's go to school and see if there's anything at school for us to check out. Anything new? Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Alright, so I've checked all the other days. We're at 91.6%, so the only thing that's really left is to hang around the residence. We gotta talk to Tosaka. Let's ask her about London. Come to think of it, she's been all the way to England and back. So why not take the opportunity to ask her what it was like? Even if I'm not very good, I'm still a magic user. I'm interested in what the headquarters of the Mages Association, the clock tower in London, is like. Wow, that's boring. Oh. With that, Tosaka takes out a super thick book and offers it to me. It's a fancy and unappealing art catalog. Something that could be bought with a discount at the British Museum. Sure. I guess we need a new book for the coffee table. I accept the present, giving her my thanks. Oh! Oh, that's a hustle. Oh, never mind. That's kind of rad. That's Tosaka for you. Even a souvenir is an investment for her. It's not criminal if you say it's parody. She is 100% advocating for crimes right now. And honestly, hey! I like it. And he's like, oh really? Make your teacher proud by doing crimes. It's a bit complicated, but I might actually be feeling pretty good about this. Are Bonnie and Clyde servants yet? I'm gonna take a look. Bonnie, Clyde, Fate. Let's see here. Wait. Bonnie and... Wait, why is it showing me... It's showing me Anne Bonnie and Marie Reed. That's not Bonnie and Clyde, right? No, they're different. Yeah, they're different. Yeah, they're different. Okay. Plus, I couldn't bear being treated as an accomplice when I was only forced into it either. Again, you are just... We're thinking up crimes. A joke. That was just a typical Tosaka-style joke. I repeated that 3 times in my head, and then decided to completely change the subject. I love how he literally brings up how British cuisine is British cuisine. You know, the phrase inverted clock tower makes me more think of, or even clock tower underground makes me think more of Castlevania than anything.
下に行けば行くほど狂気度が上がっていくダンジョンそのものよ。エジプトの教会を穴蔵呼ばわりしてるけど、モグラドなら負けてないんじゃない？時計塔も。
That's interesting. Because we've seen Egypt's association in Grand Order, right? And so we've seen like, yeah, that is a hole that goes deep.
で、他にはもうちょっとまともな話とかないのか
I want to learn about the jumping off the bridge incident.
他って観光なんてしてる暇なかったわよ。
You didn't get to go down to the waterfront and see a lineup for Shrek the Musical like I did? That was wild.
宝石券の後始末用の材料をかき集めて、実験室の予約もして、鉱石課のお偉いさんに何度も挨拶して、スポンサーになってくれそうなお貴族様を絞り込んで、来年から使うアパートメントを探して、一応格安で貸してくれるっていう学生寮の様子を見に行って。
どうした？苦虫噛みつぶしたような顔して。
ちょっとね、学生寮の下見に行った時、嫌な女と知り合った。
Wow, okay. I know who you're talking about.
そいつのおかげで学生寮は出禁になって、本格的にアパートメント探しをすることになったのよ。私。
Are we gonna learn about the incident here? A vein is pulsing on her forehead. Tosaka can be harsh at times, but I think this is the first time I've heard her call someone a bitch.
嫌な女ってもしかして俺たちと同い年？
どうして？
いや、なんとなく。遠坂がそういう風に言うのは、ほら。
Yeah, you wouldn't say that to someone older or younger. The way she spoke about her with such disdain sounds like the kind of thing you'd expect between equals or, to be frank, similar people.
まあ、シロの言うとおりだけ
Ken
ど。
to her Ryu.
そいつとは受付でばったり会ってね。初めは普通に話してたのよ。挨拶も礼儀正しかったし、会話もキレがあって心地よかったしね。まあ、あの服装はどうかと思ったけど、見るからにお金持ちだったし、また悪趣味とは思わなかったわ。
Oh, wow. I feel a tinge of hatred in the word yet. Tosaka has an aura around her. The intensity of Tosaka's irritation is steadily increasing, and now her magical energy is pulsating along the vein on her forehead. It seems like she's just venting. Now then, as Tosaka's story becomes nothing but a continuous stream of dirty phrases beyond this point, let's go to a flashback instead.
あれは我が学生寮史上最悪の事件でした。
Oh boy, this is it, huh?
ミス遠坂とレディ・ルビアゼリッタ。一体このどちらが犯人なのかは論ずるところではありません。私たちが後世に伝えるべきことは、彼女たちを決して同席させてはならないという事実のみであり。
Literal fire and oil, huh? August 8th, 2000 X. Receptionist Octavia Leyland's testimony. I feel like if your name is Leyland, that's like Leyline, that's pretty on the nose.
はい、それでは
This is a reenactment.
条件に合った部屋を問い合わせますので、しばらくお待ちになってください。
I love when it changes entire, like, visual novel styles.
なんとか間に合ったか。あとは査定を待つだけ。失礼。
There she is.
もよろしい？来年度の入居受付はこちらでしょ。
Oh, this is one of those characters that I have absolutely seen everywhere, and even got art done for. Hey, look, they're in the thumbnail a long time ago. Little did I know, they really don't appear that much.
どうぞ。邪魔をしてしまってごめんなさい。入居の受付なら急いだ方が。
That said, I do know she is in the anime for Prisma Ilia, and the fighting game, which I will also get to. So hey, at least I'll get some use.
存じています。あと7分で終了でしょ。あなたも私もこちらの時間には慣れていないようですね。
あなた、必要な書類はこれでよろしくて？
はい、十分ですレディ。それでは受理いたしますので、今日はお帰り。店員が一人増えたんでしたっけ？申し訳ありませんが、しばらくお待ちください。すぐ。
This is awkward. God, this game uses parallaxing really good.
ね
ごめんなさい、お先にどうぞ。それとも私からの方がいいかしら。
Like, so far this is pretty congenial.
え、いいえ、せっかくの心遣い慎んで受け取ります。私から質問をしますけどよろしい？
もちろん。お互い退屈しているようですし、こうして知り合えたのも何かの縁でしょうし。
同感です。これはただの勘なのですけど、一目見た時からあなたとは気が合うと思ったの。
Boy, were you wrong, apparently.
第一印象の直感だけなんて魔術に携わる者としては根拠に欠ける余地ですけど。
まさか予測ではなく余地であるのなら直感によるものは大きいわ。それにあなたの勘は今まで外れたことがないと思いますけど。
あら、それはあなたの勘かしら？
ええ、私たちが同じものを感じて気を許そうというのなら、そうでなくてはおかしいもの。
外れない直感を持っているとおっしゃるのね。ええ、あなたの勘に間違いはありませんわ。私、初対面でも人柄を見誤ったことはありませんよ。
So, like, so far in their conversation, like, nothing has been said. Like, they've not actually said anything to each other. They're just talking about talking.
ずいぶんな自信ね。じゃああなたの感想はどう？
Okay, here we go.
私はどんな人間に映るのかしら？
手強いけれど尊敬に足る競争相手というところかしら。見たところ同じ新入生のようですけど、私東洋系の方とお話をするのは初めてですの。失礼だけど、あなたチャイニーズ？
Hey, you know what? At least she was up front and says, like, hey, I don't really know. What are you?
本当に根拠なしね。どうしてそう思うの？
足の運びと重心移動かしら。昔そういった雰囲気の方にレッスンをしていただきました。もっともその方は祖国の名手でしたが。
なるほど。けどあなたの祖国って、失礼、こっちの答えがまだだったわね。残念、日本人よ。純血じゃなくてクォーターだけど。
日本人でしたの？まあそういうこともありますよね。これを機にもう一度友好を深めるべきという信託なのかも。
God, I can just hear them sniffing each other's farts from here.
よろしく、東洋の新入生さん。私の祖国はフィンランドです。
Oh, that's a first to hear in this game. A character from Finland.
あなたに比べれば目と鼻の先ね。日本というのは地の果てにあるのでしょう。あなたまさか一人でここまで？
両親は奇跡に入っているわ。身寄りがないってわけじゃないけど、来年からは時計塔に席を置くの。ロンドンで東洋系は珍しい？
It's a weird sentence to see written out, because not really as far as I'm
多く
aware.
はないと聞きます。
Oh, I guess not.
けれど
I guess it is the
名を残している
entire,
方たちは皆一
you
斉
know,
級の魔
other
術師
side of the world.
人種によるハンデはないと見るべきでしょうね。
さ、よかった。ほんと言うと少しだけ心細かったの。
So, I'm gonna assume they're all speaking English right now.
こっちには1ヶ月だけ様子を見に来ただけなんだけど、会う人化け物揃いでしょ。天狗の鼻も折れるってこんなこと言ってもわからないか。
Yeah, no. Most people don't know what a tengu is, and yet the tengu emoji is on everyone's phone, and They mouse over it and have no idea what it is.
あら、天狗なら知っていてよ。
She has though.
日本の仙人、独角でしょ。
Wow.
天狗の鼻が折れるという格言は、強力な才能がさらに大きな力を前にしてお辞儀をするということだったかしら。
そうね。意味合い的には間違ってないわ。故郷じゃ自信満々だったけど、外に出て覚悟を決め直したって感じ。
あなたも？実は私も同じことを考えていましたの。本当に気が合うのね。
Yeah, like, so far this is going good. I'm waiting for the one thing. I'm waiting for the lit match, you know?
ねえ、あなたも一人でこちらに留学するのでしょ？でしたら、
失礼します。ルビアゼリッタ・エーデルフェルト様、少しよろしいでしょうか。
いいところで邪魔をして。何？書類に不備でもありましたの？
いえ、書類に不備はございませんが、7日前とは事情が変わりまして、率直に言えばあなたの希望は通りません。最上階をすべて使用したいとのことでしたが、新たに一人入室希望者がありまして。
This might be it. Tosaka doesn't like the bougies.
入室希望がある？エーデルフェルトがこの寮を選んだという話はとうに知れ渡っているでしょ。一体どこの田舎者がわざわざこの私の機嫌を損ねるために入居希望を出したというのです。
And here we go.
そちらのお嬢様です。推薦もロードの方から半年前にいただいておりますので、エーデルフェルト家の権限ではキャンセルできないかと。
いいでしょう。我が家紋が劣るというのは聞き捨てなりませんが、相部屋が彼女でしたら考えないこともありません。
I mean, you don't need the whole top floor.
相部屋ではなくですね。
Yeah.
ルビアゼリッタ様が契約した28
Why do you
部屋
need
のうち
what?
1部屋だけ彼女が使うだけでして。
I was really expecting Rin to just pick up like some dumb thing and for her to hate her. No, that's understandable now.
ですからそれを相部屋というのでしょ。一つのフロアに2人の人間が住むのですから、それを相部屋と言わず何というのです。
Oh god,
彼
you
女は
are so
私好き
bougie.
の使用人ではないのですよ。
Oh, you are who Tosaka hates.
ま、それも致し方ありません。本来なら許されないことですが、幸いにも私たちはこうして親交を深める機会を得ました。どう？私、あなたとなら相部屋も悪くはないと思うのですけど。
どうも何も私は何の文句もないっていうか、随分とお金持ちなのね、あなた。
決まりですわね。あなた、私と彼女を相部屋に。ああ、そういえば自己紹介がまだでした。私はルビアゼリッタ・エーデルフェルト。あなたは？
遠坂凛、日本から来た鉱石学科の魔術師よ。
Of course she'd be in mineralogy now that I think about it. Crystals.
遠坂。待ちなさい。
Oh, here we go.
その響きは確か。
ではミス遠坂、書類にサインを。
待ちなさい、その契約書。
何するのよ、それ私の。
遠坂、日本、冬木、
Uh-oh.
遠坂凛。遠坂ですって。
Where is this coming from?
本当にどうしたのよ一体。そりゃさっきからちょいぶっ飛んだ子だなって思ってたけど、何もそこまで。
お黙りなさい。よくもたばかってくれましたわね。
Oh, where is this gonna go?
まさかあなたがあの遠坂、聖杯などというデマを餌に魔術師を呼び寄せては騙し討ちにする卑怯かつ卑劣かつ卑小な遠坂の娘だなんて。
Oh, no, it's real. There's records. You can go check them.
ちょっと、あんた今なんて言った？もしかして冬木の聖杯戦争を知ってるの？
冬木のことはよく知っているわ。 あなたの先祖のことも日本の魔術師のレベルを調べ上げていてよ。結果は最悪。たまに希少種が現れるようだけど、それ以外は真理を学ぶには足りない劣等人種でしたわ。
Oh, so you're straight up racist. You believe in critical race theory of like...
なんですって。どこの貴族様か知らないけど、今のは聞き捨てならないわね。
She literally says they're an inferior race, huh? Oh, you're actually racist. Oh, okay, that changes things a lot. I'm 100% siding with Tosaka now.
聞き捨てさせるつもりなどありません。いいこと、あなたたちには尊い血など一滴たりとも流れてはいないのです。何の間違いで魔術を学び始めたか知りませんが、身の程をわきまえなさい。そこのあなた、今の話はなしです。この女の部屋は私の最上階にはありません。いいこと、こんな書類、我がエーデルフェルトの名のもとに。こうしてゴミにして差し上げますわ。
Oh, wow. Oh, God. Yeah, nah, Rin's right. You're the worst.
エーデルフェルト様、何をなさるですか。ロードの推薦文を破るなんて、我が寮始まって以来の出来事です。
And knowing Tosaka, she definitely didn't make a copy. So here's the thing. I don't know if that's legitimately missing, like, letters, but that's fine too. Oh, there it is.
グーの音も出ないようね、辺境の自称魔術師さん。
There's the laugh.
ここはあなたの柄ではなくてよ。さっさと汚くて狭苦しい島国にお帰りになられたら。
Oh, wow, you're super racist.
この時代錯誤縦巻きロール。何？人種差別はしないとか言ってたの。私の空耳だったのかしらね。
That is super true. You did say that.
東洋人でも日本人だけは別でしたよ。
The fact that you're using the word Orientals to begin with should have tipped us off.
先ほどはあなたがあまりにも一人で捨てられた野ネズミのようにさも寂しそうに見えたので、情けをかけてあげただけですわ。ですが、それもここまで。あなたがあの遠坂特産の非人間と分かった今、かけるのは熱湯とガンドだけでしたよ。
Jeez.
言ってくれるじゃない。おかげで私も思い出したわ。エーデルフェルト。そう、どこかで聞いた響きだと思ったら、あのエーデルフェルトね。第3回目のエーデルフェルト。仲間割れで早々に退散したバカ貴族でしたっけ？
The Edelfelts were in the Third War, huh? So the one before Kiritsugu.
その支援ぶりからすると、逃げ出した後に遠坂怖い、遠坂憎いって子供たちに伝えていたってことかしら？
笑えない冗談だけは達者のようね。今の発言、もう取り消せませんわよ。
こっちのセリフよ。土下座くらいじゃ勘弁しないわよ。純粋培養のお嬢様。
Oh. They have battle auras.
燃えましたわ。もう消化できませんわ。あなた、手袋を受け取る度胸はあって。
ちょっと、もらえるならその趣味の悪いドレス丸ごともらってあげるわ。
Dang, this is really happening.
その息やよし。部屋は一つ、住人は二人。もはや取るべき手段は一つだけですわね。
ええ、敗者は勝者に道を譲る。万国共通、当たり前のルールよね。
勝手に燃え上がらないで。マイルール禁止、すごく禁止。何を考えているですか、あなたたちは。ここは礼節と和睦を重んじるノーリッチ学生寮ですよ。寮内では死闘はおろか、魔術行為は一切禁止ですの。
Well, that explains why they fight on the bridge, huh?
安心なさい。私は誇り高きエーデルフェルト家の当主です。相手が何者であろうとも、 魔術を使わぬのならこちらも肉体のみで答えます。あなたもそれでよろしくて、ミス遠坂。
Oh wait, are you two gonna fist fight now?
望むところよ。けどそんなドレス姿で魔術なしの格闘戦をやろうっての？
I guess that makes sense why you're in the fighting game then.
別にいいのよ。得意のガドに頼っても。私はちゃんと礼節ある魔術師らしく都市空間で戦ってあげるから。
その忠告、遠坂にしてはいい心がけね。少し見直してあげます。ですが安心なさい。この程度のドレス、私にかかれば。せい。
Oh.
どう？ご覧の通り、戦闘用にするのは造作もないことですわ。
Well, I mean, the sleeves were one thing, but I was more worried about the bottom part.
ですわって、何そのドレス。初めからアタッチメントでノースリーブになるようになってるの？
もちろん、このぐらいは淑女のたしなみです。
ない。世界中探してもそんなたしなみないから。
私があると言ったらあるのです。第一、喧嘩のたびにいちいちドレスを破っていては仕立て代がもったいないじゃないですか。
To be fair, I actually really prefer her design with the sleeveless. I think it looks kind of cool.
あんた、もしかして喧嘩のたびにドレス破いてたわけ？
あ、いえいいですか。闘志たるもの、いつどこで悪漢に襲われるとも限りませんでしょ。これはですね、そうなった時に備えたものなのです。
ね
なんですのその超信じられねえといった顔は。いいわ、信じないというのでしたらその体に直接教え込んで差し上げます。
え、構えた。あの安定感と前傾姿勢、こいつやる。
Oh, so she is a yeah, so she's a real fighter.
少しはやるようじゃない、ルビアゼリッタ。ドレスの趣味はともかく、それなら遠慮なく叩きのめせるわ。
同感ね。板張りの廊下に感謝なさい、ミス遠坂。
ハローハロー、ミスターアソニー、目で学生寮に危険物が現れました。私の残り少ないお給料がさらに減っていくですの。
I feel bad. I feel bad for Octavia.
申し訳ありません、オクタビアさん。けど心配は無用。勝負はこの一撃で終わりますから。
遠坂さん、年に似わずなんて見事なコンフ。マーベラス。アレンジが強すぎますけど、あなたの体格に合った見事な宝剣です。
Oh boy. Oh wow. No, you are our Scream Lord.
もらった。この間合いなら完全にこっちの勝ち。
甘いですわね、ミス遠坂。
What? After images.
そんな後ろ？
I swear to God, if she German suplexes her.
あれはどっしりと腰を下ろした血を這うがごとき戦闘態勢。
Maybe
あれ
not.
こそはまさにキャッチアズキャッチキャン。
That's oh, catch wrestling.
イングランド古の捕獲術、ランカシャースタイルだ。
Literally never heard of that.
バック取りましたわ。
そんなプロレスなんて、あんたなんてマニアックだ。
Oh my God, it is literally a German suplex.
やりました。フィンランド期待の星、リングの狩猟犬、淑女のフォークリフト、ルビアゼリッタ・エーデルフェルト。
Hi, what's with Fate randomly going into wrestling stuff? Because there's that alternate timeline where Sakura becomes a pro wrestler that I learned about at the end of Apocrypha. What's with that? Why does Fate suddenly go wrestling? I think it's just... that's the natural conclusion of life, huh?
なんと1ラウンド13秒 KO 勝ち。これはとんでもない選手が現れて。
スリーカウントですわね。ミス遠坂、あなたの敗因は自らの手を明かしたことです。戦いはゴングの前から始まっていてよ。
星が見えるスター。
Oh wow, that was a big one, huh?
すごいな、そりゃ。
We never got to hear about the bridge. But we definitely heard the start of wow. You know what? I don't even need to know the rest. I can imagine it. It makes sense now. Her opponent was impressive, but the same goes for Tosaka, who jumped into the fray without any hesitation. As expected from a frequent offender. It may have been a student dormitory instead of a school building, but that wasn't the first time Tosaka had rampaged on school grounds.
で、そのまま第2試合に突入して泥試合か。気がつけば受付は崩壊。喧嘩両成敗と。さ、それ立ち入り禁止になったの遠坂のせいじゃんか。
私だけのせいじゃないわよ。
I kind of agree with her here.
ルビアさえ突っかかってこなかったら入学前から不名誉なあだ名はつけられなかったわ。
Oh wait, what's your nickname? I'm interested in that disgraceful nickname she mentioned, but... well, it's probably something along the lines of monster or hurricane.
何よニヤニヤしちゃって。言いたいことあるなら言いなさいよ。
うん。けど怒るなよ。感じたままのことだからな。ルビアだっけ？その子、遠坂と合いそうじゃないか。仲のいい友達って感じがす。
Oh wow! Didn't even let him finish. I saw them! The stars I hadn't seen in a while.
あまりにも決まりすぎたわ。この一撃があの時出せていれば、あんなバックドロップなんか食らわなかったのに。
Her fists shake with self-satisfaction. I see, so Miss Luvia's death blow was a suplex.
で、なんでその一撃を俺に見舞う？
一番言われたくない言葉だったから、体が勝手に反応したのね。
Like they say, one rotten apple spoils the barrel. It seems that due to meeting this Miss Luvia, Tosaka's level of violence has risen considerably.
変な誤解をする前に断っておくけど、ルビアとは絶対に仲良くなんかならないから。あの子の嫌いなものは日本人で、好きなことは日本人いじめだそうよ。私、最後に手袋投げられたし。
That is... petty.
うわ、手袋って。
Yeah.
前時代的な。
Then again, from what I've heard, she sounds like the type. If Tosaka were to have grown up in England as well, I don't doubt that she would hurl one of those at me.
しかし、ちょい極端すぎないか？日本に恨みでもあるのか？その子。
ええ、その子、ルビアゼリッタ・エーデルフェルトって言うんだけど、エーデルフェルトって言ったら、割と有名な名門貴族なのよ。貴族のくせに傭兵みたいな家訓を持っていてね。争いがあれば喜んで顔を出し、美味しいところをかっさらう。地上で最も優美なハイエナと恐れられているとか。
I wonder if that's complete with pseudophallus.
なんかさ、ますます他人の気がしないんじゃない？遠坂。
黙って話を聞く。
Wow, you are violent now.
でね、そんな戦い好きの連中だから、物好きにも極東の島国の儀式に参加したのよ。今から60年前の話ね。エーデルフェルトの当主は双子の姉妹で、名の通った魔術師だったらしいけど、結果は惨敗。妹は戦死。姉はなんとか生還したんだって。
I was going to say it was the Edelfelts that we saw in that prologue where it looked like a Rin and Sakura with Saber and Saber Altar, which is super frickin' rad. But that's the third Grail War. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder if that was just a neat little clip of that, or if it means something more. This entertaining story suddenly took a stark turn. Edelfelt, the twin heads of the family, and also a ritual that was performed 60 years ago in a far east island country.
遠坂、それって。
第三次聖杯戦争のことよ。それでルビアは大の日本人嫌いってわけ。けど私たちも甘く見られたものね。その双子当主、尋常じゃないぐらい仲が悪かったって話だもの。妹が死んだのも結局姉妹同士の争いが元だって噂だし。そうだ、 確かアインツベルンへの当てつけでこっちに洋館を建てたのよ。森の中に隠れ家っぽくね。
Oh, this is interesting. Also, again, I find it hilarious how again we're calling them twins, but then we say the word older and younger. It's not how it works. You pick and choose one. And honestly, being older by like 3 seconds means nothing. That's interesting though.
それも姉妹別々に作ったらしいわ。
Oh!
姉妹なのに同じ空気を吸うのも嫌だったのかしらね。
There's 2 Western style houses. What the frick? A hideout in the forest. Moreover, the sisters had separate houses?
60年前に建てられた洋館。じゃあ、そのルビアって子、こっちに別荘を持ってるんだ。
Well, that's interesting.
あ、そっか。そういうことになるわね。けどあそこ、とっくに空き家よ。エーデルフェルトは二度と日本の土は踏まないって言ったらしいし。洋館そのものは魔術協会に譲渡したと思うわ。
Well, that's why someone can go there. It's all falling into place. I don't quite know what it is yet, but in any case, I've obtained another important piece of the puzzle.
魔術師の隠れ家ってあれかな。
Or is being.
半年前の聖杯戦争で琴峰に騙し討ちされたっていうマスターのことか。
そうよ。魔術協会から派遣されて綺麗に霊樹を奪われた魔術師ね。ランサーのマスターが誰かを探しているうちに隠れ家を見つけたって話。
Oh, it was...
エミヤ君なら知ってるでしょ？
It was that place. Okay.
ああ、結婚と霊樹を抜き取られた片腕が転がってたんだってな。で、その洋館がエーデルフェルトの洋館だとすると、それは2つあるんだな。
そういうことになるわね。例の姉妹はよそ様の戦場に出向いては洋館を建ててたから、エーデルフェルトの双子館って言えば有名みたい。
Well, that is very interesting.
まあ私が探し当てたのはうちの近くにある方で、もう一つの洋館がどこにあるかは知らないけど。
また、遠坂の家の近くって、つまり宮山町にある
Oh,
の
there... Oh, so it's like right... It's not... Oh.
そう、東大元暮らしよね。管理者である遠坂の鼻先に洋館を建てるなんていい度胸ってもんよ。
That's exactly right. Looking back on it, that mistake was also the single biggest mislead for a certain someone.
あれ？興味あるの？エミヤ君？なんなら来週の休みにでも二人で見に行ってみる？
Yes.
そうだな。ごたごたが全部済んだら、一緒に見に行くのも悪くない。
I gave her an absent-minded reply while holding back my dizziness. Tosaka's stories of her travels continue. The Edelfelts, though, did not come up again. And because of that, it's like, we're getting the important information. Afternoon, twin mansion older sister has appeared. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so we are... Ghost house? Not there, but there. Interesting. Let's go. I head towards the residential area with neat rows of Western-style buildings. Going uphill, I make a detour around Tosaka's familiar house into the woods. The glaring sunlight blinds me. I find the house I was looking for much sooner than I expected. Oh god, it is near identical. Oh my god. So this is the other one of the twin houses. The two Western-style buildings look too much alike. Oh, the way this is falling into place is just beautiful. Though why they looked like Rin and Sakura and had dual sabers, I still need to learn. It makes me feel like I've suddenly teleported to Shinto with a single step, even though having just been in Miyama. But if you look carefully, you notice that it's different from the one in Shinto. The image of this place at night, one that I have no memory of ever seeing. This is unmistakably the place where the Lady Magus and her servant were hiding out. Oh, hi, there's blood there. Oh, yeah. Was I too late? The second floor is too quiet. If I'd arrived at this mansion a little earlier, that Magus might have been sleeping on that sofa right about now.
いや、それはないよな。この部屋、人が使ってた痕跡がない。
Yeah, there's also a big bloodstain. I search around the room. I spot 3 differences from the mansion in Shinto. There's a bloodstain that was splattered on the floor half a year ago. An accessory lying near the bloodstain. Oh, it's the earring. And a 16 puzzle has been left on the table. The Magus named Bazit isn't here, and there are definitely bloodstains. There are 2 possibilities I can think of. Either that Magus is a ghost that doesn't already know she's dead.
ここは彼女の本拠地じゃないってことか。
Is there a third house? Dear God. The real coffin must be someplace else. This is just the place where she comes falling down in the very beginning. Someone's wish. A method to reproduce the Holy Grail War. It's not enough to only gather the components. Just gathering the parts won't make the world move. If normal days were all they wanted, a stagnant world would have been good enough. But if they wanted to reproduce the war, the one at the center of all of it would have to keep moving or the conflict would not appear. You must discover the meaning of your existence. For that purpose, the one granting the wish disguised himself as someone who can keep the world turning. Or maybe he just borrowed this person's point of view. If he keeps the normal days moving, the fake Holy Grail War will keep moving as well. Though the day and night don't line up, they are definitely linked by that momentum alone. And it's because these 4 days still exist that Bazit Fragamic Remitz is able to continue her war. Or conversely, as long as the nighttime war keeps repeating, the observation of these 4 days can perpetuate as well. No, what's fake is only one person. Though he did make one mistake. It was a routine that consisted of only keeping the days turning. A simple task of spending the same old, worn 4 days without the need to cause any changes whatsoever. On some impulse, he wound up finding it enjoyable. He intervened on purpose. As long as it remains incomplete and full of holes, it will never be destroyed. But because he wants to see the new boring, ordinary days, he's filling these holes of his own volition. Fortunately, there's already a servant much more knowledgeable about this Magus than someone like myself. Shattering the God of War's blade is a job for the Hound's spear. I'll leave the house for now. My spoils for conquering this little hideout will be the accessory that fell on the floor. As I turn to leave, my eyes stop on the table once again. I see a mixed up, neglected picture. Just a little more. The puzzle that was never meant to be finished is about to be complete. Oh. Things are falling in place. Earring obtained. Her remains have been obtained. Go to the harbor and try ask for cooperation once more. Oh, geez. Things are going crazy. This is it. Like, we are approaching the end, huh? Oh, no one's there. Afternoon. Hey, bud. I think it's time we have a serious heart-to-heart. Alright, ask for cooperation. One conclusion. To defeat the enemy that is yet to be seen, Lancer's cooperation is essential. It's not because the other servants are unwilling to cooperate. If there is even someone who can defeat her at all, it isn't Saber, and certainly not myself. No, she can fall by none other than the spearman's hand. I call out to him. This too is a new fragment of daily life I haven't seen until now. I explain the situation to the best of my ability. About the reproducing of the Holy Grail War, about Bazit Fragamic Remitz, who continues to fight at night, about the fact that she needs to be defeated for everything to be resolved, and that as her former servant, Lancer is the trump card. Oh, this is serious time. Lancer remains silent. Telling him the truth won't be enough to change his response. Just like before, he'll refuse, saying it has nothing to do with him. What is this gray text? So before that... I tossed the earring I found in the mansion over to him. That's not it, you idiot. What? What is happening?
まだ出会ってなかったんじゃないのか？
一つだけ落ちてたんだよ。あんたはあの洋館に行ってないのか？
Is he going to say, buddy, look at my ears, there's already two?
行く必要がないからな。それに第一。
He couldn't afford to do so in the middle of the Holy Grail War. Damn, I give up.
まあ預かっておくけどよ。いいのか？俺に渡しちまって。
それが最善だからな。ま、正直に言えばあんたにだけは返したくなかったけどね。
There's no point in saying that. Look, the point is, the earring has been returned to its owner. Even if even a present like this doesn't work, there's not much hope in getting Lancer's help. Just like before, I must think of a way to beat her with me and Saber.
いいぜ。決行はいつだ？
Oh, he's in.
考えて、え？
なんだそりゃ。付き合ってやるから時間を教えろって言ってんだよ。
Oh, cool. A change of heart? Lancer's agreed to cooperate.
いや、助かるけど、時間は深夜。0時前に教会の広場だけど。
わかった。待機しておく。ああ、それと条件が一つな。マスター退治は俺がやってやるから、お前は手を出すな。あいつの戦法は知っているからな。1分とかからねえよ。
See ya. Lancer goes back to his fishing spot.
いや、ちょっと待った。
あんだよ。まだなんかあるのか？
いや、ないけど。いいのか本当に。頼み込んだ身でなんだけど、女殺しと主君殺しはしないんだろ？
な細かいこと忘れろ。てめえの言葉に縛られてるようじゃ人生楽しめねえぞ。
I like that. I was like, dude, it's not binding. There's exceptions. So he says, who was the one who stuck by those details until the bitter end?
ランサー、あんた月賞破ったらペナルティを受けるんだろ？大丈夫なのか？二つも破っちまって。
Oh, I guess that's right. It would be a gaius, huh? That was the end of his myth. Through conspiracy by Mev, Cuchulainn had his left arm sealed after eating what he knew to be dog meat.
別に月収ってわけでもないし。
Oh, it's
なんと
not?
かなるだろう。
Alright.
言ってなかったが、クランの猛犬が最後の最後に守ったのは友の名誉だったとか。まったく困ったもんだ。それじゃあ何があっても守らねえと格好がつかねえだろ。
With a cynical smirk, Lancer disappears towards the wharf. The twilight of Culaine's hound. Oh, we're getting the story! As he was surrounded by Queen Mev's forces, the bard sang to him like so. Give me your spear, or I will spread the story of your shame. In that era, the songs of the minstrels were treated as truth, even if they were pure fiction. Cuchulainn gave his spears to the minstrels. The spears, which had passed into the enemy's hands one by one, snatched all that was dear to him. There were 3 minstrels. The first threatened Cuchulainn's honor. The second pressed for the spear by threatening to mock all of Ulster otherwise. And the third? Cuchulainn had lost his charioteer and his favorite horse. Still, the third minstrel sang again for the last spear. There are no more spears to give. For the price of my own honor, for the ransom over the honor of all Ulster I have paid in full. So said Cuchulainn, raising his voice. To that, I see. So let me sing to shame your family and all who are dear to you. The minstrel laughed and sang in reply. Hearing this, Cuchulainn laughed at the top of his voice. I have no choice then, and tossed the last spear. By the enemy's hands, the spear finally pierced the belly of the hound. I'm not sure why Lancer is willing to help, but everything is now fully prepared. Under the dim moonlight, tonight at the church, a conclusion will be reached. Oh boy. Church at night, finale draws near. Now that the agreement with the spearman has been reached, onto the battlefield. Well, this is it, huh? Go out for a walk. Alone. Let's go. We finally meet on the hill road leading towards the church. Lancer kept his promise.
なんだ、時間よりちょい早いじゃねえか。
I mean, I'm always early. I like to be. His jokes might be casual, but his armor isn't. It was half a year ago that I last saw him in full battle array. That's right. It's already been half a year since the war ended.
それでどう戦うんだ？相手の戦法は知ってるって言ってたけど、対策は立ってるのか？
Stopping the as of yet unseen master's trump card, Fragrak, is the key to this battle.
いや、フラガラックは封じられねえ。ありゃよくできた迎撃宝具だ。まあ正直に戦えばまず負ける。
Oh, so we're gonna cheat.
こと切り札の出し合いなら、フラガラックは最強の一つと言っていい。
So Lancer says, there's no way to defeat Fragrak. Thing is a missile that reacts to the enemy's trump card is released when a clash occurs. I can't speak right now. Thus, to defeat Bazit, one must not use one's own noble phantasm. If you restrain your own trump card, Fragrak's power will be effectively halved.
それだけ？
それだけ。こっちが宝具さえ使わなけりゃ、フラガラックは波の宝具だ。まあ、向こうは好きに切り札を使えるんで、宝具なしじゃちときついんだが。
The look in Lancer's eyes tell me that there's no way he would lose with this strategy. Come to think of it, amateur magic and regular ranged attacks like arrows and knife throwing won't even scratch him. His combat skill is also superior to Bazit. Should he fight consistently, victory should not be a problem. However...
あの女とは宝具で蹴りをつける。すぐに済むから、お前は離れて様子を見てろ。
Fragrak is undefeatable. Despite this fact, Lancer still rose to the sword's challenge. I mean, your noble phantasm is literally, it will hit the heart, so it will be mutual destruction, I guess. We climb up the hill towards the makeshift arena. The moonlight is dim and my eyes cloud a little when I look up. The moon is dark tonight, or perhaps the stars are close. In the void of the night, where one can touch the darkness with a stretch of the hand, there are two figures awaiting our arrival. No longer knowing how many times this had occurred before, Lady Magus, followed by the dark shadow Avenger, fixed her stare onto the enemy as always. As if seeing a ghost, her sight becomes transfixed onto Lancer's figure. Lancer pays no attention to the Magus. With his index finger, he estimates the distance to the foe. 1, 2, 3, 4. The distance is about 10 meters. He steps into throwing range and points the tip of his spear to the ground. Yo, buddy, my dude is speaking in runes. Is that some sort of spell? A square with a rune at each corner appears, but it doesn't feel like magic at work. Not moving a step from his position, Lancer swings his spear once in the direction of his opponent. Your move. No names are exchanged. The battle's aura speaks for itself. Bazit asks the shadow, "Why do you not see?"
サーバントだよ。一目。
そんなはずはない。あんなサーバントは今までいなかった。あれは何のサーバントだ、アベンジャー。
I mean, he has a lance, so take a guess.
セイバーでもない。アーチャーでもない。ライダーでもキャスターでもアサシンでもない。
He has a lance!
あれは。
それこそ一目瞭
然。
なあマスター。あの獲物を見て。まだ何もわからないのか?
The shadow cackles. But now, the Lady Magus has lost all her fighting spirit. Gazing at the enemy in front of her, she's about to burst into tears, not even sure why herself. And Lancer's cold words pierce her heart.
おい、今からあんたを殺すわけだが。
She lifts her fists as if she is afraid. Her resolve is completely gone.
待ってください。私はあなたと戦う理由はない。あなただって私と戦う理由は
あるだろう。あんたは聖杯戦争に勝つために来た。サーバントをすべて倒すまで戦いは終わらない。あんたは今俺と殺し合うためにここにいる。
The shadow laughs, a smile that says that's right.
私はあなたとは戦わない。そうだ、あなたとは戦わない。あなたとは戦わない。あなたとは戦わない。だってあなた私のこと知って
知らねえよ。あんたみたいな負け犬に覚えはない。
Wow. Wow, that's cold. A simple sentence. Her knees nearly give out like a puppet with its strings cut.
ではあなたは私の敵か。
Not the support of strings, but her own will keeps her standing.
そうだ。この後ゴウラ。ルーン使いなら意味がわかろうよ。
I know the Anthangabla. The Ford Fork. Ford Fork. The all-new Ford Fork. Play hard, work hard. Anthangabla. I know about that. That's the thing where you put it down and it's an arena where you gotta fight one-on-one.
その陣を敷いた戦士に敗走は許され
Yep.
ず、
Fight dimension, let's go.
その陣を見た戦士に退却は許されない。我ら赤枝の騎士に伝わる一騎打ちの大金塊だ。
That is the real reason behind the magic that Lancer cast. The Lady Magus resumes her battle pose. The spearman grips the cursed lance tightly with both hands. The air freezes. Lancer's noble phantasm is eagerly waiting for its master's call. And on the other side, 10 meters away from him, a lead-colored sphere is floating behind the Lady Magus's figure. Look at this fighting game stance. This is a mystery of Bazit Fragamic Remits, the sword Fragrak from the Age of Gods. Lancer is well aware of its abilities, and had also concluded that its limitless countering power cannot be defeated. Yet, having made that judgment, his grip does not weaken.
その心臓。
The spearman's arms ripple with strength. It is not a throw. Lancer's own body becomes one with his spear.
アンサラ
The one which comes later cuts first. That's so cool. The sphere starts expanding. The sword of the gods, protected by a mysterious force, and a certain concept locks onto the spearman's heart.
もらい受ける。
The leap and revelation of the true name all in an instant. The first to take the air was the cursed red spear Gebert.
甘く見たなサーバント。
Fragrak, the sword that alters light, rises to intercept it. The oath of Anthgablag leaves no room for hesitation. Both are aiming to destroy the enemy with their greatest strike. The points cross, an attack that means death to both of them. The spearman does not have a shield to deflect the sword, and the magus cannot dodge the lance. However, if they are to strike each other simultaneously, the Lady Magus will come out unharmed. Just by a little. Should the Magus's sword hit its target just a little sooner, the battle will be decided that very instant. Freyrak, the sword that alters light. What this sword gouges out isn't its enemy's heart. It severs the fate of mutual destruction. It is a cursed sword of certain victory. Because of this, it is impossible for Fragrak to attack first. The enemy has to use his trump card before that. That is the prerequisite for releasing Fragrak. The enemy will always move first. God, I'm so excited to try out in the fighting game and see if it works like that. Accordingly, even if Fragrak defeats the enemy in one blow, the Lady Magus will simultaneously be destroyed by the opponent's noble phantasm. What sounds like a certain kill is a mutual attack made with the premise of one's own death. However, Bazit's sword reverses all of that. It is released immediately after the activation of the enemy's noble phantasm, yet no matter how fast the opposing weapon is, it will always reach its target first, taking the enemy's life. Like, in fighting game terms, this makes so much sense for me. Like, I fully understand it. A noble phantasm that delivers the final blow in a needle-thin concentrated blast. That alone deserves praise. But its truly dreaded power lies in its special ability. That which comes later cuts first. Like the second name implies, Fragrak warps the idea of cause and effect, rewriting its own attack as the event that occurred first. And the result? No matter how great a noble phantasm may be, the dead cannot use it. The one who is killed first cannot counterattack. Fragrak is a mystic code that exaggerates this fact. It is a conceptual curse that distorts fate. That weapon is a cursed sword or reversal that can nullify any attack. With time as its blade, the trick of the gods has no equal. And therefore, Lancer, who releases spear first, will not be accepted from this curse. The sword of the war god is approaching. Once Freyrak is let loose, it cannot be stopped. The moment he used Gebert against Freyrak, he had already lost. The spearman is well aware of this. To survive an attack made by the sword of a war god, one needs to possess an auto-resurrecting noble phantasm or more than one life. In other words, something that is resurrected after being killed will be Freyrak's natural enemy. Of course, Lancer does not have anything of the sort. He does have guts, though. If he perks his guts, he might, you know. The spearman knew the conclusion of the battle he entered before it started. At that time, for only a split second, he thought he saw the man in front of him waver.
言いたかないんだけどさ、割と切羽詰まってんだわ、こっち。時間制限があるとは思っていなかった。
That's Angry Mango's voice. He had no way of understanding what it meant. Only...
頼むよ。このままだとつまらない結果になる。彼女がそういう風になるのは嫌なんだ。
The man's complaint was one he had experienced as well. It's an old story. Perhaps I wanted to be killed by your hands. In a serene voice as in a prayer, the witch from the realm of shadows smiled. Hey! Oddly enough, that's when he received his demonic spear. The witch was no longer human. She had excelled too much as a warrior, been too knowledgeable in sorcery, and slain too many men, gods, and spirits. We're talking about Skahawk, of course. The woman who had been the only teacher that the Hound of Cthulhu ever looked up to had been saddled with a fate where even her own death was out of reach. The witch's realm will one day be sundered from the mortal world, reduced to the land of the dead. The reward for a human that became too close to godhood was ascension to a plane that is neither of this world nor the next. What a predicament. I suppose I should have died before I became this way. In the gloomy castle's garden, the witch laughed. It was the same hearty laugh that he was so fond of. The beloved disciple, still but a youth, had finally arrived at the castle by the shortest route. Even so, if only we were born a little earlier. Young, still so young, the witch chuckled. The beloved disciple accepted it as a mature warrior. Yo, no mommy GF for you, sorry bud. He had intended to live fast, die hard, but... As a man, he had left the woman he loved until it was too late and regretted it. The war god's sword pierces the spearman's chest. Sharp pain, a feeling he had almost forgotten, briefly fills him with energy. Strength flows into the crumbling fist again. The spear has left behind but one regret. The demonic spear only ever took away lives of his loved ones. Oh no! His one and only close friend, his son that grew up in a distant foreign land. But before that, it was meant to kill a single woman. Thinking back, he spent his whole life getting sidetracked. One person is not a substitute for another, but if doing so will save someone, then they might as well accomplish now what he had regretted not being able to do so in his youth. His lips curl into a resolute grin. The spearman grimaces as his heart is torn apart and... Though late in doing so, he complains about his fate. And so the Lady Magus is confident in her victory. The sword of the war goddess hit its target before the enemy's lance. At that moment, the enemy's attack became an impossible event that will disappear back in time. This is the world's fundamental law. A natural result, protected by the absolute order that is time. Yo, this is like fighting with rollback. Yet there is another law for her to learn. A concept may be defeated by another concept. The spearman is no exception to the curse of time either. Yeah, because his spear has the concept of it will hit the heart no matter what. The cause and effect is reversed for him as well. It ruptures. Like a flash of lightning, the sharp tip pierces through her rib cage. The moment it shoots through the heart, the spear becomes 1,000 sharp thorns, destroying the female Magus's body from within. Her body breaks open. Pain and surprise force out her sealed memories. Fragrak may be the curse that alters the order of events, but the spear is a weapon that truly reverses the cause and effect itself. The moment its true name is revealed, Gebert has already pierced the enemy's heart. Yeah. Well, this is basically two hackers playing a fighting game. And they're like, well, my hack overwrites your hack. Thus, even going back in time to kill its master is useless. For a spear that already held the piercing of the adversary's heart as the result, even the death of its master will not prevent this duty from being fulfilled. Yes, that's how it is. That's how it was. Her dying brain cannot recognize the enemy in front of her eyes, yet this was a clash between two opposing rules. This man is the only opponent in the world that would revert it to its natural order. She notices a spearman before her. A little far, even if she reaches out as far as she could, she would just barely fail to reach him. The spear is pulled out. With a clank, something hard drops to the ground. Unable to keep upright, the Magus's body collapses. She falls over into a pool of her own blood, with her pupils already fading. She finds the earring carved from ore rolling on the ground. She remembers it. She remembers it, so she manages to reach out and grasp it tightly. This action uses up half of her remaining life, but the feeling of the stone in her palm makes her happy enough for it to be worth it. Oh, hold up. Hold up, one sec. Wait. Pictures. Do I have Lancer's sprites on my computer? I super don't. Okay. Lancer Fate sprites. Did he only wear one earring? Did he actually? No, he wears two. Wait. Does he wear one or two? He does wear two. Okay. Okay. I thought there'd be a point where he only wears one, but that's okay. Okay, just checking. Lying on the ground, she tries to reach into her pocket, but her arms can no longer move. She cannot take out the amulet she has stowed away. She doesn't understand what she's trying to say herself, but the fact that she can't show what's inside her pocket fills her with so much sorrow. She becomes that much further away from understanding. The spearman is leaving. Eyes full of sorrow, the Magus happily repeats again and again. Ten seconds later, even that has stopped. All told, it took 1 minute. Lancer's prediction was painfully accurate. Buddy! Jeez! Wow! You're not looking too great right now. Stepping away from... I'm gonna be honest though, that wasn't worth it. With his body cut, that's kind of funny, and it should be. Stepping away from Bassett's corpse, Lancer lets out a heavy sigh. He's using his spear like a walking stick to support his blood-stained body. It's a bit more than blood-stained. In any case, the outcome is clear. The only one left is Bassett's servant, Avenger. Without his master, he shouldn't put up too much of a fight.
俺とやる気力は残ってるかランサー。
残ってると言いたいが、こっちの問題で無理そうだな。
Nah. We can literally see through you. Lancer's body is fading away. The battle between Fragrak and Gebert was one of mutual destruction. Each received a blow, so there was no reason why Lancer would be the only survivor.
悪いな。あとは好きにやってくれ。だいたい俺の仕事はここまでだろ、小僧。
This must be a true man's spirit. Muttering something about losing face, he soon disappears. What now? Bazet, thought to be the one reproducing the Holy Grail War, is now defeated. There's no dramatic change yet, but we should be free from the binds of these 4 days at dawn.
まさかバゼットを殺したところで聖杯戦争は終わらない。何しろ俺がいる限り何度でも蘇るからな。
Great.
そいつは。
Well, now we know. The Shadow laughs. His master is dead, yet Avenger seems to be unaffected.
お前はまあ待て、そう張り切るな。せっかくバゼットを殺したんだ。とっておきのショータイムが待ってるぜ。
Showtime? The moon is dyed black. All of a sudden, those beasts have gathered around the church. Failed. Oh, well, okay. Come on, I know I'm not good at math, but come
な
on.
んだこいつら全然やる気がない。
The beasts aren't moving an inch. Their glittering eyes are transfixed not on me, but on the servant. Delighted by the failure of another, distorted by the perverted glee.
Yes, yes, again, failed again.
気象マスターを失ったからな。
Wait, what?
俺も奴らの仲間入りかよ。
Spoken like a condemned criminal, terrified of the ultimate punishment. I don't want to do this, he says. The servant genuinely begs me to help then. With a tearing sound, he transforms into a hideous monster.
Yes, yes, yes.
お前は一体
He's the same. The servant Avenger's entire body is melting, morphing into the shape of one of those beasts.
こうして俺は失敗する。よく見ておけ、エミヤシロ。これが正体だ。俺は無限に失敗する。この俺がいる限り、聖杯戦争が終わることはない。
Oh, so the beasts are failed timeline angry mangoes. That's why they're infinite, I guess.
You too, you too, you too.
His body is shivering. The thing that used to be Avenger, despite being terrified by the surrounding beasts and bleeding profusely all over its body, holds onto its sanity and continues to cry out.
いいか。天の杯に至れ。
That's interesting.
虚無を埋めろ。やめろ。聖杯を満たせ。やめろ。やめろ。可能性を皆殺しにしろ。やめろやめろやめろ。見えない見えない。もう何も見えない。そうだ。本物の俺を殺しに来い。やめて。来ないでよ。殺しに来たら殺してやる。
The black shadow is being devoured by the beasts. The ceremony did not take much time. The beasts are disappearing one by one and then finally in its place. Lacking all signs of intelligence, a new hideous creature is crouching in front of me. Our eyes meet. The creature tilts its head curiously, then hops into the bushes like a frog. I'm the only one left in the square. Bazet's body has disappeared without a trace as well. Returned to the first day, probably.
天の杯
Yeah, that's new. The words are familiar. Heaven's Cup. In the Holy Grail War 6 months ago, there was a little girl that went by that name. Did she? That should be the last piece of this puzzle. On that day, awaiting its end with the break of dawn, in the winter castle where the little girl waits, the last path will be revealed. Huh. At the winter castle, the Holy Grail waits to learn the truth. Whoa, okay, well, we'll be checking that out in a sec. Do we have any new Emmas to look at? We got one here for 1,000. What's this gonna be? Hey, it's Luvia.
魔道の名門、時計塔の菜園、ルビアゼリッタ・エーデルフェルト。
改めて呼び上げてみると秋の新作ケーキみたいな名前だわ。
Oh.
期待の新キャラ、袖なしと袖あり、2つのデザインを書いてシナリオ担当に見せたところ、どちらも使うということで、袖引きちぎりエピソードが生まれました。
That's great, actually.
デザインのポイントは、オレンジの髪と白ブーツ。と、原画担当は語っている。
え？そんな酔っ払いトークの果てに私はぶん投げられたわけ？っていうか無理があるでしょ、気づけ！
いやいや、そう興奮めさるな。プロレスリング。ルビア城の意外なたしなみについては当初の設定通りだ。君がぶん投げられる運命は微動だにしない。
何気に嬉しそうね。
ただ彼女であれば、いずれは袖の着脱自在なドレスという合理的な結論に至るのも造作なかろうと、そういう見解に達したまでだ。
どんな平行世界だろうとそんな結論は。
まあきっかけはともかくだ。旗で見ていると君らの関係は近親憎悪そのものだぞ。投げ合ううちに育まれる友情もある。
ない。吸い込み系のフレンドシップなんて認めない、認めたくない。
これはあくまで一般的な助言だが、将来背中を取られ合う、もとい背中を預け合う相手を悪く言うものではないな。
Okay, well, I would still wonder what this, like, 300,000 one is, though. It's expensive. Alright, so, thank you all for watching, and next time, again, we're going in deeper, back into Hollow Ataraxia to see what happens for this, what I think is the final arc. Where are we at? 93.2%. Again, we're close, so we'll see. See you guys next time for some more. Ciao.